Recorded at Cosmic Comics in Rockingham, Western Australia, you're listening to The Comic Box with your hosts, Psycho Scott,
With you, Matt,
Professor Ray,
Adam Ann.
and the Wookiee isn't here! Haha!
Where is
Yay! I don't know. Chased by bounty hunters or something. He's
Sorry. You're mistaking me for someone who cares. I remember.
Yeah. He's probably sitting at home playing Star Wars. Apparently I bought it for his birthday or something. I don't know. He's happy. It's Star Wars. You know, the thing he never plays.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was into that.
No, it's new. It's new.
Okay.
It's a new toy.
Yeah, that's why it's called Wookiee.
Yeah.
It's almost as new as John Carter.
Yeah. Only 100 years old.
Yeah.
Who would have knew? Who would have knew? So how is everyone today?
alive.
Sweet.
Good.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
very
I'm
good.
alive. Let me check my pulse. Hang on.
That's not where you check
Hang
your
on.
pulse.
There we are.
Yeah.
You gonna let go of that now? Okay, well we're here to talk you through another week of geek, so let's get started. First topic I wanted to bring up, because I noticed it throughout the week, is would you pay for a free comic?
Well, define free comic.
One
Well-
from Free Comic Book Day.
Free Comic Book Day comics sell on eBay and everything like that for like $5 each for a free comic.
It's technically, if you're paying for it, it's not really free anymore, is it? And
But it's got free cannot sell on the comic,
some
and
people
people
can't
are
read.
buying them.
Are they buying them? Though?
Yeah.
They
They're
are.
selling
There's
heaps
an
of them on
exchange.
eBay.
There's an exchange of comic for money. It's buying.
It's just
No,
why?
no, I wouldn't. It's
There's-
free.
Exactly.
Why am I going to pay for it?
Well, they never showed up. They never showed up on Free Comic Day, so you pay for it. That's
It's strange. People take them, get them signed, and then try to sell them for money. So somebody just scrolled on top of this comic and now it's worth something? There's no
No.
proof that it's the actual person.
Can you get it authenticated?
No. The CGC will not grade anything with a photo with a autograph on it unless they get it autographed.
Yeah,
So-
they've got to see
They-
the person do it. Yeah,
They class it as graffiti.
yeah.
You could get Stan Lee to sign a comic and it would be graffiti.
Well, then why are you paying him?
Exactly.
$300.
No, $60.
God.
That's good.
What about online comics? I mean, online comics are free.
I would. Depending on the quality. There's a few good free webcomics out there though.
There's some pretty damn good ones. But if you can go online and read them for free, why would you buy the book?
Why would you
I mean-
buy Simpsons DVDs when it's on TV for free?
Yeah, I can't understand that either.
Didn't they say that in the
In
movie?
any
Why are you
of it.
guys watching the movie when you can watch it on TV for free?
Yeah. I've
Same
only watched
thing,
the
isn't it?
movie once.
Yeah,
But I don't know. Didn't they do an episode exactly the same as that?
pretty much. Yeah.
There's some cool ones out there. I like Exterminatus Now. I thought that was really, really well done. And there's a couple of others. The main ones that get printed into books are things like Penny Arcade and things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I suppose if you're like a huge fan, then okay. But
There's a
Yeah.
few, I suppose. One I think of is Least I Could Do, which actually does stuff only in the books as
Yeah.
well. A lot of
That's-
them will have like
That's
the
cool to
artists
have,
and
like,
writers'
extras.
comments underneath them as well.
Yeah,
There's a lot
yeah.
of really cool stuff in the books.
that's cool. And I mean, I could understand it if they removed the earlier comics from the website. So like the only way to read them now is to get the book or something
I
like
find
that.
a lot of them that actually redo the earlier comics as well.
Really?
The new art styles, yeah.
That's kind of
I
weird.
mean, if you look at
you
Penny
imagine-
Arcade and how much it's changed over the 10 years.
Yeah. Could you imagine them doing that with any other comic though?
Everyone will think they're just running out of ideas.
Yeah. We're just going to go back and redraw this so it looks good. Wait, didn't they do that with DC?
Yeah, they did that.
Yes,
Yeah.
they
New
did.
52.
52, what's it called? Oh, it's called Batman Kai.
Yeah.
We're going back and taking out all the filler. And,
We've got Jim Lee now, so you're going to like it, and then we're going to remove him. It's going to be great.
he's going to go off and do his thing again, which
Yeah.
is, sitting around and...
Yeah.
Telling
laughing.
everybody else
Yeah.
what to draw.
You don't draw a line like that. Draw it like this.
It's like, if you just drew from the start, man, we wouldn't have be having this conversation.
Go ahead, back to my sweatshop. So wrong. Yeah, I just find it really strange that anybody would want to buy a free comic. It
No, I definitely
it
wouldn't.
confuses the ever living out of me. Anyway, Manga. Yes, manga. Is it still classed as manga if a person from the Western world does it?
Yes.
Is it, like, region specific? I mean, really, it's a style more than...
I can see both sides of the argument. I really can. Is it considered a comic if it's drawn in Japan?
Well, manga means
Manga means
comic,
comic.
so
Yeah, there
it
was a bunch of
comic.
manga that was released like comic style.
Yeah.
Like released, some Dragon Ball was released in
Yeah.
regular comic style, like 24 pages. That's
Yeah, it was.
So would that still be classified as a manga? Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
But it's just released in a different format.
It's like 2 or 3 chapters of...
I think
the
it's
story,
more to do with the style, the way you're drawing it. It's manga style.
If
Yeah.
you're talking about style
Yeah.
and format, then yeah, I can see how it can be different.
Well, there's tons of, like, Americans trying to do them, even if you look at some of the manga being released as actual manga. Avi Arad, one of the guys that works for Marvel, created a manga and they released it called The Innocent. I
The
think it was.
Innocent, yeah. James Patterson.
James Patterson,
Yeah.
a lot of his stuff's becoming manga.
Yeah.
A
He
big
did.
manga that's being done at the moment is based on an Australian novel series.
Yeah.
So
It's just the perception of what it is. Like if you say to someone, "Oh, I bought a manga," they go, "Oh, that must have come from Japan." That's just the perception of it. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's the only people who draw it, right? I mean, if you go to
Yeah.
America to become an artist in that style, they go, "Oh, you want you to draw comics and draw it that style because you're in America and that's what you do."
yeah.
They're like, yeah. And if you go to Japan, it's the same thing. If you go to Japan, they want you to draw.
I would
Yeah.
love to have a hardcore manga enthusiast right here, right now, trying to argue with us.
Well, it sort of loses me because I don't know. There's so many Americans doing manga style, and people ridicule them.
Yeah, they
It's
really
like,
do. Yeah.
what the hell? You can't be drawing that. You're not Japanese. What the hell's that got to do with anything? This is the way I draw. You know, it seems a little jaded.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a birthright. You were
Yeah.
born in this country, therefore you are permitted to draw.
You are
this.
allowed to draw this.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me at
Do
all.
they
Why?
Do they screw up Japanese people? I want to draw Superman. You're not allowed.
It's like
No.
it's like
How dare you.
draw anime style. Why is he Japanese? But he just it doesn't look Japanese. I would, get out of here.
Hey, you guys. Yeah, I don't know. I think that anybody should be
That's
able
it.
to do it.
Superman, if he was Japanese, would look like Goku.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.
Yes.
See?
He wouldn't go blonde. He wouldn't go Super Saiyan, but he would
No.
be.
Unless he flies into the sun.
Yes.
He comes back as Goku
Yes.
Gold.
I will stop you.
What's that?
Relax.
It's like in the English version, it's like, what's that kryptonite? Oh, I lost my power. Goku comes out and goes like, what's that? Oh, a donut. Oh, I lost my power.
Oh. No, he just stand there and scream for a while.
Yeah.
Ah! Ah! 16 pages later. Oh dear God.
Sounds like a race car.
Come on, the bookie's not here.
True. I'll make his noises for him.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Japanese world, filler episodes.
No.
No? You don't think they're good?
If it doesn't contribute to the story, it shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
filler episodes add to it. Do you really want to watch something? I mean, I'm watching Bakuman, and it is word for word exactly the books. I love the books, but I got bored to death with the anime because it's word for word.
Series.
No, it's not.
How do you know you haven't read it for the last 100 chapters? You've missed
Yes.
a huge deal of the story.
What did
There's
they
a
do in the
story
last 100 chapters?
They do what they're always doing.
They drew stuff, they failed, they succeeded, they got married.
That is life.
It is life.
It is life. It's what happens.
You sounded a bit too much Jeff Goldblum there.
Life. That's what it is. And come on.
Oh dear God. I don't know. I mean, filler episodes, I understand the purpose of filler episodes to, like, space it out so because they've caught up to the manga and stuff like that. I understand that. But, I don't know. The filler episodes give you a little something extra. Sure, they don't necessarily contribute to like the ongoing overall story arc.
Yeah.
But they're not ruining characters
They're not
either.
ruining the story.
They're not doing anything to it. Sure, I hate waiting 6 months for Naruto to finally release a new episode. New good episode.
Yeah, but that means like if there weren't filler episodes, you'd be waiting 6 months and there would be no new episodes.
Nothing
it would just
at
be
all.
a 6 month gap.
Yeah,
and then,
I
Yeah.
kind of prefer that. I would prefer that.
it's because you're not reading anything
No.
anyway.
No, if you pick up a Naruto book, it's exactly the same as watching the show, but if you've got those filler ones in between,
Episodes, you don't really want to spend 2 episodes of some guy chasing a bug for no apparent reason.
Hey, but they come back episodes later and he goes, "Oh, you know that bug I caught? Yeah, this is why that's there." And you go, "Shit, I didn't know he caught a bug."
That was a bug? Oh my god, it all makes so much sense now.
I'm thinking of Bleach, where you've got those 3 pubs where they're trying to force those
gave
elements
up on
into
Bleach.
that. And it's terrible.
Bleach has ended.
The parts where they're back at school after saving Rukia and stuff like that, and Renji, I think his name is,
Yeah, and
goes to the
the
school as well.
bounce.
Is that filler
That
episode?
is all filler.
That was terrible.
And those puppets are staying in it into the normal story now, and they're trying to include them because they've forced
Oh.
those characters as main characters.
No wonder they're
and
ending the anime.
they're ending it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still trying to force it in. I'm pretty sure it ends like next week.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you
It had
just-
like 2 weeks left or something.
Yeah,
like
that was like
yeah.
last week. I said
Yeah.
there's 2 weeks to go, and then there's
Yeah.
this week's 1 week to go. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like filler episodes because it keeps it in mind. You know, you're still getting the enjoyment of watching these characters you like and stuff like that. Without reading the manga, you wouldn't even know that they were filler episodes. You'd think they were just boring episodes.
Yeah.
You really want to watch something boring though.
Not particularly, no, but
But they're not really boring if you watch them.
depends.
I'm still enjoying
Some are bad. Some are atrocious.
you mean like
But-
those series where they release 8 episodes which are exactly the same and
Yeah,
Yeah.
series like that.
yeah, except that series had 13 episodes and 8 of them
Yeah.
were exactly the same.
Yeah, that was great.
Talk about lots of filler in an episode.
Let's just
What?
animate the same thing again.
That's a good idea. Let's troll the entire anime community.
I don't know. I'm still falling on the side of filler episodes. I actually kind of
Me
like
too.
them. I mean, there's some. I have to keep on jumping back to Naruto because it's one of the main ones that I've seen heaps of filler episodes for. You know, there's stuff like, I don't know, one of the ones, because we're watching them through again, one of the ones that sticks in mind is he helped some guy run a race. I know that's
There's-
not in the
There's
manga.
100 episodes there. Name one episode out of those 100 that you remember.
I
The
remember
one where he
that-
went with a race.
Yes.
I remember there was an arc where Gara had to go and help these people, like this village that was all using tools,
Yep.
and then he had to go and save this girl there,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
basically he tried this attack on one of them, and he goes, "Ah, that didn't work," so he made a spear and threw it through him, and he went, "Look, that worked." Okay, next guy. It's like, "Hi," and he does the thing that no one ever does in an anime. You know when they do something and it works,
Yeah.
and they go on to the next person, they do something different.
Yep.
He just does the same thing that worked last time on the new person, and it works again. It's
Wait,
like,
this
look,
worked last time.
It worked. You can't evolve fast enough to avoid that.
I don't know. Stuff like that's kind of cool. I like stuff like that. It's something that shows you more of the missions and stuff like that. Because a manga will follow through a story. Like there was, I don't know, like a 6-year gap or something like that between Naruto and Shippuden.
Was it?
It was
6
It was
or
something
3?
like that. I
Yeah,
don't-
there was a
There
big
was-
gap.
there
Anime
was
was
years
2.5.
of gap.
Yeah.
Anime was 2.5 because there was a half a year of filler,
Yeah.
and then 2.5, and then manga was 3 years.
But I mean, I don't want to see all of his training. I like watching all of these training sort of things, but I think that would be boring as hell to see 2 years of training. So that's kind of.
The fillers were on for 2 years.
But this was real time years, not
Yeah.
anime years.
Oh, some of the
Excellent.
boring ones were after he killed Pain.
Some of the
Well, he
worst
didn't
ones
really
were
kill
things
him.
like, what was it? Sasuke trying to fill his paw journal or whatever, trying to catch cats and put their paw prints on a piece of paper, and it's like, what?
Sasuke's a crappy character anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
basing
Yeah.
a filler series on him, it's not
But-
good at all.
I don't know. I like adding missions and stuff like that. Sure, they could be boring and stuff like that, but to add missions in there, they're ninjas. Show me more of their missions instead of just the core story.
But it ends up being 20 minutes of them talking, and there's usually no
That's
fights in
a
it.
pain in the ass.
You watch a show about ninjas, and they're in a race.
Yes.
Well, when he initially tried to make Naruto, it was supposed to be about a school of wizards, not
Yeah,
ninjas.
but there were going to be
Yeah,
wizard
yeah.
battles,
Yeah.
and wizards wouldn't
And
be
if
in a
you look at-
race.
and if you look at their powers, it really more applies to wizards than ninjas. I mean,
But
you know,
would
they're
you see
firing
wizards
beams.
Oh, okay,
in
yeah.
a race?
I would, yeah.
I would watch Wizards in a race.
Yeah, why not?
That'd be interesting. Have you noticed, seeing as we're stuck on Naruto at the moment, have you noticed that as it evolved, it got rid of technology? In the
Yeah.
very beginning of Naruto, there was computers and all sorts of sciencey stuff, and as it's gone on, they're like grounding things in pestles and calculating things with abaci instead of like computers. You started with
a little
computers.
Yeah.
I've
And
noticed that.
using
What happened?
one of the traditional paint things,
Yeah.
paintbrush things
It's
to
like,
write.
why did this suddenly go backwards in technology? What?
It's doing the Star Wars thing.
If you look at the
Yeah.
moves, though, he goes back in time to an advanced civilization that uses crystals. So it's just
What? We're doing Star Wars again in Manga.
Yeah, in the past it was really advanced and there was like
Yes.
ships carrying everywhere, and in the future it's like we're in a desert.
Welcome to the desert. There's a snow place too. It's great.
Let's wait for the day when someone in Naruto has a gun.
I have a
Oh,
gun.
no, it's-
A what?
What? It's like, it's okay, sand prison. And it's like, bang. That didn't work.
Ow.
Ow.
Oh, so wrong. Let's move to America. No, not literally. I'm talking about animation. Ultimate Spider-Man starts at the beginning of April. Yes, one of the first Disney XD type. Disney showing its grip on Marvel cartoons.
Is a Donald Duck
You've
in
seen
it?
the...
Yeah.
Hi, Spider-Man! Green Goblin just squishes in. I hate mice. You've seen the trailer. Everybody's seen the trailer?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of it? Does
It looks
look
alright.
You
It
reckon
does
looks
look
okay?
good.
It's pretty good.
The Amazing Iron Man.
It looks more like Spider-Man than the previous Spider-Man cartoons when you think about it.
It's sort of an amalgamation of Spider-Man, the Ultimate one, and Amazing. Because they've got like the web cartridges and stuff like that. They don't have that in Ultimate. And they're calling it Ultimate Spider-Man. They've got Nick Fury as the black guy instead of the white guy, so that's Ultimate.
Yeah, but
And-
definitely it's still Peter Parker.
It's,
and,
it's
he's
still Peter Parker.
not Peter Parker now in
not
Ultimate.
in the new
so-
Ultimate, no. But I don't know. I think it will be as confusing as hell when it gets to the movie. I think
Yeah.
anybody, like kids, are going to watch this animated series and then they're going to go and see the movie and it's like, what happened? That's not how it happened in the cartoon.
Yeah, but when has anything in the cartoons matched up with the movies?
Well, they haven't matched up with the movies because the movies happened after the cartoons. But like in the 90s cartoon series, which was a bad amalgamation of like CG and traditional animation and everything, that was so close to the comics. It was ridiculously well done, even following story arcs like Venom and stuff like that. And then you've got like this one that doesn't follow a damn thing. It looks kind of cool, and they've got some weird, kooky ideas and stuff like that from what I've seen from the trailers. Like, he'll jump through his name, and, like, he'll turn into weird chibi characters and things like that to explain things.
Didn't he turn into a toaster?
Yeah! Yeah!
Okay.
In the trailer, he turns into a toaster because he's toast.
What?
See, but
Oh, is that what it
that's-
meant? Oh, I
Yeah.
thought someone hit
That's
it.
just classic Spider-Man humor, though.
I
When you
understand
think
that.
about
The
it.
visualization of it's sort of weird.
Did he ever turn into toast in the comic?
All the time, of course.
Yes, alright. Alright, fine.
It's fine, yeah. He turned into a pig at some stage. Come on. It's just, I don't know. I think it would be as confusing as hell to go from that to the movie. That will confuse the crap out of me.
I don't know. The movie looks kind of half dark, and they're not really sure where they want to go with it.
But that's sort of what it
It's-
looks like in the cartoon too.
Spider-Man Begins. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So watch
The
one or the
cartoon-
other, don't watch both.
Well, the cartoon looks like it's all jokey and goofy and stuff like that. It looks like
Spider-Man.
the Deadpool one should be. You know, it looks like a goofy sort of Spider-Man. And then all of a sudden you get to the end of the trailer and it becomes dark and it's like, I am going to kill you. Whoa. What? I better jump out the way then? What?
Or you can watch both and just take them as their own individual things. You don't have to combine them.
Yeah, when does anybody ever do that? People are going to Ghost Rider movie waiting for it to be a sequel to the first load of crap, and then they find out that it's just its own load of crap.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't.
You keep saying
It wasn't that good, but it wasn't
It
that
wasn't
bad.
good, but it wasn't that bad.
I didn't last past the first 15 minutes of it.
Really?
Well, most people say that you should only watch the first 20 minutes, but I don't know, the last 20 minutes was the best part for me. At least it seemed like
those
a comic.
credits are awesome.
Yeah. The last 10 minutes of it and the credits were
You
brilliant.
know what I'm watching on YouTube tonight?
Oh yeah, Ghost Rider credits. Oh wow, that's bad. Seeing as we're talking about movies, Dark Knight Rises and Avengers. Which do you think will do better and be better?
Avengers.
Avengers?
Yeah.
Do better or be better?
I think it'll be better. Definitely.
You think overall it'll be a better movie?
I think it'll be a better movie because I'm just looking at those Batman ones and thinking, what are they doing?
Why are they making him so dark? He shouldn't be dark. Batman was never dark. You ever seen Adam West? That wasn't dark.
Pure
Oh.
West.
Pure West. If you want me
Why
to get
did they
started, I
never
can
do
talk
the
about this
bad
for like
two
20
scenes?
minutes. It's-
I,
yeah.
You've
I
seen
think-
Bane, haven't
But,
you?
yeah, they've totally screwed up the side characters. I mean, Batman's going to be Batman, that's cool,
How do
but
you know it's a trailer?
the side characters look terrible.
yeah, but
trailer.
Spider-Man's costume looks terrible.
It does, it
Weird
really does.
presentation of it, but
When the first Avengers trailer out came out, everyone said that it looked really like it didn't look quite like a movie. It looked like a TV series. That's what it looked like, but that's because they hadn't color balanced it yet. So it looked like a TV series. But from that, everyone's like,
bad.
yeah. But really, whether it'll do better, that's confusing. Because The Dark Knight, when it came out, that made 400 million more than any other of the Avengers movies, like any
Yeah.
others before it, right?
Yeah. The Dark Knight was amazing, though.
Yeah.
It had everything working in its
Yeah.
favour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did.
But I'm still saying it made like 400 million. So that
Yeah.
hype over
Yeah.
that, like, because the one behind that was like Iron Man 2. I think that made the most out of all of them.
I don't understand that. Iron Man 2 was terrible in
Yeah, but that
comparison to
still
the
made
first
like
one.
600 million.
yeah.
Like behind that was like Iron Man and Thor and all that. We're all pretty close together.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, based on that standpoint, yeah. But then also Avengers is in 3D, so that might make up some more money being in 3D. So,
I don't understand the hype of
No,
3D.
I
I
don't.
don't get that
Yeah, but
personally.
you still have to understand it's
it
making an extra
does
$4
make
per
more
ticket.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And people will go and see it just because of the gimmick and things like that. So I can understand that bringing in more money, but for fans of it, I can understand people that will go because they enjoy Dark Knight. But it doesn't look in the same caliber as Dark Knight. From what I've heard the stories about and what I've seen in the trailers and stuff like that, it doesn't look like it'll hold up to something like that. The Dark Knight had a major villain in the Joker and everything like that. And Bane could be a major villain, but he's not capable of the same sort of things that made him a major villain.
I don't know, because you're coming at this from someone who's read Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
as with X-Men and Iron Man and all these other things. You
I
know the
expected
character
X-Men
before
to
you
be
went
crap,
into it.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
But then,
It
like, you don't
wasn't
know how.
that.
I have complete faith that Christopher Nolan is going to be
Chris-
really good at it.
he
Like,
has
he's going to
made-
make it good. Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen a movie that he's done that's been bad.
He never has.
I've
The
always
worst movie
enjoyed.
he's ever made is Prestige. That is the worst
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Every other one he's made
But
has
even
been
that was ridiculously
insanely
well
good.
done.
Yeah.
So, you know, I expect him to make a really, really good, solid movie, but I don't know. I'm seeing lots of people talking about the Avengers movie and going, I
Yeah.
cannot wait to see that,
Yeah.
but I'm not seeing many people talking about Batman.
That's because
It's-
Batman's after the Avengers.
The press is all over Batman at the moment. There's like magazines and stuff everywhere about Batman, more so than there is Avengers.
Yeah.
But people on the street are talking about Avengers more than Batman.
But there's a lot of people who are coming in here who don't actually know anything about Bane. And they're
Yeah,
all trying
well,
to find out about Bane.
Our
now.
sales of the Bane stories of Batman have increased something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I gotta find out about Bane. That's not Bane.
One thing I'm
Yes,
glad
that's the
about
real
is
way.
that the movies are actually quite a bit far apart from each other, so they won't impact on each other really. It'll just be, here's the Avengers,
Yes.
watch that, you can
Yep.
have it soak in for a couple of months,
Yep.
then you can go
Enjoy
see
it
Batman.
and then go
Yeah.
and see Batman and,
like,
enjoy
so
that.
really, they'll both come off as like unbiased in the ways of how they feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like the Avengers will come out and be like, yep, cool, yep. and then Batman will come and go, oh wait, what came out? Avengers, okay. And then Batman will hang on for a while after that.
Yep.
But then it's like, yeah,
and then
right.
Hobbit.
And then Hobbit will
Then
come out
Hobbit.
and say, "Where's Ian
Everybody go,
McKellen?"
oh my god!
Magneto!
Magneto in a Hobbit movie? Yeah, I think so. I mean, personally, I think that Avengers will taper off, and there will be... Everybody will have hyped it up so much that they'll go and see it and go, that was cool. Much like they have all of the lead-up movies.
Mm.
And it'll just sort of die off, and it'll be like, yeah, that was cool. But, like, people are still talking about Dark Knight. So I think Batman will linger on more, but whether it's out of awesomeness or infamy is still
I
under
reckon
debate.
Batman will do better.
Money-wise?
Both.
Or be a better movie?
Both, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just a little bit movie-wise, but money-wise it'll probably do maybe 10% more, 10-20%. Am I exaggerating here?
No, it should be about right. I mean, like, I'm still a bit cautious about the whole, because Batman's also in IMAX, so that
Yeah.
might balance out
Yeah.
the whole 3D money thing.
Yeah,
So, I reckon they'll be pretty close, but I think Batman will come out on top.
I
Just
think
simply because it'll be in the
Batman-
consciousness longer than Avengers
Yeah,
will be.
I think Batman will be the one that takes the more money simply because of previous endeavours. What has always concerned me about the Avengers movie, I mean, personally, I think I'll enjoy the Avengers movie more than I will Batman.
Yeah.
But I've loved all of the Batman movies that Nolan's done. So I'm expecting that to be really, really good as well. But I don't know. The thing that really concerned me with the Avengers was so many major characters in the Avengers.
You compare
It's
them.
like,
There's
jeez.
Batman movie. How many main characters in the Batman movie? There's Batman, Bane, maybe Catwoman, maybe depending on how much he puts her in there.
Yeah.
And
God,
then, like,
I hope not much.
And everyone else is pretty much a back character that
yeah.
drives the plot along. The
Yeah.
Avengers, who you got? Like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, the main 6 ones. Then you've also got Loki, and then a bunch of other
You've
people
got some
who shop.
huge cast there
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some
So it's about
crazy
it's about
story.
having them on screen at a good enough time each, so that you
Yeah.
get to know them as characters. Like, because I'm thinking, like, if one movie made more back than another movie, they'll think that's equates to the popularity of the character, and they'll put that
Yeah.
character on screen longer.
Yeah. Yeah, they've always been worried about... They actually told Robert Downey that he had to spend less time on screen and sort of
Yeah.
play his character down because he's a rather exuberant fellow. But I don't know. There's so much...
So's Iron Man, yeah.
But, yeah.
So-
There's so much that they have to tie up. Because, I mean, this Avengers movie, they're talking about a second Avengers movie already. In this
Yeah.
Avengers movie, not only do they have to explain away the second Iron Man movie, you know, they've got to bring him back in and say, okay, yes, he is Iron Man. They've got to bring Thor back to Earth because the bridge was destroyed, so he couldn't come
Yeah.
back to Earth. There's all of these things that they've got to tie in and have a major villain presence.
Yeah.
That is a lot to fit into a movie, and I don't know, I've always been worried about Joss Whedon being the one to do that. I mean, he's good at big battle type things and everything like that, but, oh...
There's also
That's
the
a
thing that
big
Avengers, this is the first of a trilogy. It will be a trilogy. Like, they're making a second one. They will make a third one. If it makes money, they're
Yeah,
going to make another
Of
one.
course. Marvel said that they weren't going to do another Avengers movie. They were going to go into the Avengers movie and then separate into the individual films.
Yeah, sure.
Then halfway through filming Avengers, they said, we're going to make a second one. You lying bastards!
Yeah. So this is the first of the Avengers trilogy, but it's also the last of the Batman trilogy. So...
The beginning or the end.
Whether you like an origin story more than a concluding story, which sums it up, that's the thing. Because origin stories have always been kind of iffy, because everyone knows different origin stories. So
I think it depends on the events in the movie. Like, if, and I would so love Nolan to do it, if Bane breaks Batman's back at the end of it and then rolls credits, everybody will be like, what the? You know, it will be one of those things that everybody goes and sees because it's like, I can't believe he did that.
Read the book, people!
It'll be an amazing shock thing that will draw so much more money than Avengers will. But then again, if it's just a sort of play-out story that doesn't really have any major things like Dark Knight did, Joker, I mean, that movie went for like 3 years. It just seemed to keep on going. It was like Lord of the Rings. It had like 5 perfect ending points. I was like, is that the end? Oh, wait, no more? What? So, you know, if he can create that sort of level in this one, I reckon it'll definitely...
was there any
Take
stories
money.
in the...
So we should hope to see Bane in a nurse's dress.
Was there any stories? Was there any stories in the comics that were like the Dark Knight?
Yeah. Yeah, that was an amalgamation of 3 different stories, really. So the level of the Joker was taken from one of the really dark Joker stories. And a lot of the scene in like the cop shop and a couple of the other things were taken straight from the comic. One of the other parts, a lot of the stuff with Harvey Dent and things like that, that was just made for the movie. But a lot of the stuff leading up to Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face was a lot along the lines of the comics. So there was a lot of comic basis for the story.
Yeah.
But it also went out on its own sort of take of it as well.
Because I wouldn't think they would make it too close to the comic, because then people who read the comic know what's going to happen. And there's no thrill in that. They just know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, like, everyone's like, oh, look, Bane breaks Batman's back. Everyone goes, that's going to have to happen in the movie.
It doesn't
No, they're
have
going to see the movie to see if it does actually happen.
I think most people that know the story are going to want to see that. I just reckon it would be hilarious to end the movie.
Yeah, would you expect it to happen, or would you be disappointed if it didn't?
I don't think it will.
No.
I think that he will take Batman out, but he's not a powerhouse like he was. You know, he's supposed to be big and strong and all that sort of stuff. But he's not going to be the stupid behemoth that he is in the game and stuff.
Because I know that in... I think the Dark Knight Rises takes place like 10 years after.
It was something like that, yeah.
10 years after Dark Knight. So, like, he's gone off and done other things and then came back, and now Gotham's under siege and all that again. Because they've already explored the psychopathic aspect of a villain.
Of super villains and everything with Joker.
So now they have to do the physicality aspect of it. So that's what they got Bane now. So
I can totally understand that, and I like the fact that they're bringing Ra's al Ghul and all that sort of stuff back into it, and hopefully they'll call him Raz instead of Raish.
No,
so
they're
annoying.
American.
I don't know. I reckon that's cool. I think like they show in the video, in the trailer, there's like the football field blowing up and things like that. And I think because Bane was always a really, really intelligent person, but he also had the physicality of the venom coursing through him to make him stupidly strong.
Yeah.
So he was basically Batman that could rip a building down. That's kind of insane. So to have a combination of that in the movie where he's intelligent and he's strong, but he's not stupidly overpowered. Nolan's always made them very real-based. Yeah. So I can understand why he hasn't made him look like Bane in the comics. But I think he will take Batman out. I think there'll be like an explosion, or he'll, I don't know, drop something on him or something. I think there will be that level of conflict, but I don't think it'll be the, pick him up above his head and break him on his knee sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, not only a good job of establishing that in the last movie, he showed, I don't care who the character is, we can knock him off. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Like, Rachel died. That was... Yeah. Of course, she was a pretty bad actor in the last movie, so I'm glad she was gone.
Kill her. Okay.
Yeah, but that was like a build-up, just trying to explain. Yeah. And I feel bad that Joker threw her out of the window and Batman jumped after her, leaving the entire room of people with Joker.
Kill them, I don't care. Rachel! Yeah, I don't know. I think that Avengers won't do as well, but I'm hoping for a better movie. I'm hoping for, much like I do with the comics, Marvel is more fun, DC is more serious.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting a more fun movie from Avengers, but I'm expecting Batman to do better. So,
there's going to be more action
You know what
the
I'm
Avengers.
hoping from the Avengers? A good movie involving the Hulk.
I don't like who they've got
not
playing
so sure
the
about
Hulk,
that.
or rather, I don't like who they've got playing Bruce Banner. The Hulk looks amazing.
Hulk does.
And the fact that it's voiced by Lou Ferrigno is like, really? The guy from the TV series? Really? Okay.
It's just his voice.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Can you come in and go...
Okay, nice line.
Yeah. I'm looking at the event. I found a list online that said the top 10 best Avengers team-ups, like, of the groups and that. Yeah. And they had a list of, like, all the different people and the thing. And then look at the Avengers, and I'm going, It's weird because they try to establish the Avengers in like a real world kind of thing, right? Because
Sort of,
first
yeah.
they had the Iron Man, and I was like, yeah, okay, we can see that. That sort of works.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it doesn't make sense when
Sort
he
of
lands on
plays
the
out a little
ground,
bit.
but
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Clunk.
Yeah,
You're dead.
And then they started going into other things like there's the Hulk. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. Yeah, he's super. Then they got Thor. It's God.
Thor is a
Yeah.
god.
But then they do that whole circle around thing in the Avengers trailer where they look at all of them. Then it comes to Black Widow. She seems so out of place.
Yep.
She's a girl with a gun.
Yep.
And everyone else is like this giant hulking thing, like
We're
covered in metal.
awesome! And little dainty woman.
I never really looked a lot of Black Widow. But what are her powers?
She doesn't
She's
have
just a
any.
spy.
She's a spy.
She's a spy. I heard she's like in peak physical condition.
Yeah,
and,
Yeah.
she's
shit
just
like that. But
really good.
when you look at that and look at the ability
She's
list of everyone
Spider-Man
else, and
without
it's like
powers.
9 miles long of like things they can do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she just seems
She's-
out of place. I don't know.
And
Maybe
she
that's why
can
she goes along
backflip.
so well with Hawkeye.
For me,
He's
it seems
just a guy
like
with a
they
bow
just
and arrow.
needed a female in the team. That's what they
Yeah,
needed. They
yeah.
needed a female so that it wasn't a sexist group that they just
Yep.
But like she just, I'm sure there must be other females
Well,
in the Marvelverse.
the
who would be-
Avengers, when they were originally talking about doing the Avengers, they were going to have Hank Pym and his wife.
Yeah.
Hank Pym is, well, I suppose they would probably go with Ant-Man, considering
Yeah.
that was his first incarnation. So he could shrink himself down and he could communicate with ants.
Hmm.
And his wife also had the technology, so she became the Wasp, because she could shoot, like, stinging beams and all that sort
Yeah,
of
but then
crap,
there's
and she
also,
could shrink really small.
Edgar
and
Wright's
stuff.
doing a movie.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, that could have added superpowers to it, but I think they've got enough flashing lights with the other guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I can't.
Nonsense. You can never have too many flashing lights.
And this is the seizure battle.
It'll all come down to like the fight with Loki, though, obviously.
Yeah.
But is there ever a chance that anyone else in that team, apart from Thor, could take Loki down?
Spider-Man.
Well, the original story, the original idea of creating the Avengers was Thor couldn't take Loki out. So he created the Avengers so they could take out Loki. So it looks like they've kind of created that with the movie,
Kind
which
of.
is kind of cool. But I saw a interview with Joss Whedon, and he said the main question, or the interviewer said, the main question that we get is why has Iron Man got a circle? Why isn't it still the triangle? And Joss Whedon said, I'm a classicist. You know, he always had the circle, so I'm going back to the circle, damn it.
He did
So,
always
you
have
know,
the circle, yeah.
Well, he's
What
got
he
to
was-
explain why it goes back to the circle instead of the triangle.
Meanwhile, in his head, he's like, shit.
Oh,
I didn't notice that when we were making the
oh,
costume.
should have said triangle, shouldn't I?
Oh, come on. If they could do X-Men First Class the way they did, they can have a round Iron Man.
But, you know, the fact that he's done that, I can sort of commend him on the fact that he's gone for the sort of classic Loki idea story behind the Avengers grouping.
Yeah.
I don't know who these aliens, or possibly frost giants, or possibly something else are going to be. But,
It's
yeah.
the putty monsters from Power Rangers.
Didn't
Oh,
look
dear
like a
God.
flash
It's the Cybermen.
oh, no.
Oh, God. That's terrible. Anyway, we've talked about this way too long, and the discussion could keep up, which is why I'm going to ask everybody that's listening to this to head over to our website, cosmiccomics.com.au, and go to scroll down to the bottom of the front page, and I'm going to have a poll down the bottom. Which do you think is going to be better, Dark Knight Rises or Avengers? I'm going to keep the poll on there for the next 2 months, so everybody go on there and click on what you think's best. Enough of that, that's advertising sort of stuff. Let's head over to games, seeing as we're talking about Batman so much. I just saw the trailer for Lego Batman 2. Another Electric Blue. Another Lego game. Why? Are you getting tired of the
make
Lego
and they
games?
make money? That's why.
They
They're
are.
doing everything Lego.
Everything's becoming like Lego games and stuff like that. Do you enjoy the Lego games? Have you played any of the Lego games?
I haven't.
No,
I have, but it was just a trophy.
You're saying that with sort of a smug sort of,
Yeah,
I
I
haven't.
So
I haven't
I
played
have.
anything.
No. If I want to play with Lego, I'll play with Lego.
Well,
No,
there's
it's
a
actually
difference.
quite
expensive
fun when
that is.
they get hit and
That's
they
insane.
burst into pieces.
Yeah. You've played Lego Harry Potter,
Harry
haven't you?
Potter, yeah.
Have you played any of the other Lego games?
No, just that
No?
one.
I've played the Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and I've always wanted to play the Batman one, but I could never find it anywhere.
Now's your chance.
Yay! And it's actually Mark Hamill's doing the Joker's voice in it and everything. It's like, oh my god, I've got to buy it just because Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill wasn't even like serious when he said that Arkham Asylum was going to be his last role. I was like, that's crud. He's going to be back so many times after this. And look, he's in everything. He's in this.
He just smiles.
Arkham City. He's in Robot Chicken, for heaven's sake. I mean,
Yep. So wrong, but I don't know. Have you played any Lego games?
yeah, occasionally I get them for free. So I don't know.
Yeah. And you abolish Lego games.
No, I like playing it physically. If I want to play a game involving blocks, I'll play Minecraft. Oddly enough, which has its own Lego set now.
Yes, I
which
know.
is wrong and boggling in its own
okay.
right.
So you'll go for the classic medium. So if you want Lego, you'll play with Lego, not the game. And if you want Minecraft, you'll play Minecraft, not the Lego.
Yes.
What about Angry Birds? Apparently they've got like a little slingshot game for kids.
I actually was thinking, because I've seen the big plushies, I was thinking about getting them and setting them up on the wooden like blocks and everything and throwing.
Apparently they've got a kids game. You can go over to Target and buy a kids game.
That reminds me. Speaking of projectile-based games,
Yes.
they used to, a long time ago. They had a Naruto one, but it was based on throwing ninja stars at the kid. Right, so it was out for about, I would say, about a couple of weeks before the FCC figured out about it and then deleted it. From
Wait a minute.
But basically, the idea was it shoots stars at either the ground or a little bit higher. So you have to either duck or jump over the stars. And if you got it right, it shot more stars at you.
Excellent.
So it's this perpetual loop of just getting faster and faster shurikens at the head.
I'd never
Duck,
get
duck,
past
duck,
the
duck.
first
Oh!
level.
Oh wow, I want one.
So I'm trying to find one on eBay, and hopefully I can find one eventually. It should be fun
Oh,
to play
that's,
that.
that's dangerously awesome. Oh wow. I've seen a video on YouTube of these guys that built Lego, and it's obviously staged and everything like that, but basically they make Death Star, and it's all open and everything like that, and they're going on about how they've made this, and then they pan out, and this guy's got this huge Star Destroyer, I think it's called. I wish Wookiee was here. And he's like holding it in two hands. It's that big. And he starts quoting lines from the movie and then suddenly throws the huge thing at the Death Star. And Lego goes everywhere. After they explain that it's $1,000 of Lego. Are you sure you want to...
I would love to do that.
Spend
I would enjoy
$1,000 on Lego. For you to create the Batman Lego game, you would be spending like $1 million on Lego to play all of the levels.
If I had $1 million worth of Lego and I could create the levels out of the Batman Lego game, I would you?
I would create them to scale and dress as Batman.
I don't understand. Why would you do that?
If I had $1 million of Lego, I would do that. Just one level, I would dress up as Batman and run through it.
It's like, I don't know, they showed like Stan Lee rocks up. Hey Stan Lee, if you had $1 million, would you make a city out of Lego and swing along like Spider-Man?
But actually have
Yes.
Legoland. Where did they have that in France?
Stan would do that.
Legoland.
Yeah, Lego.
Lego
Land.
World.
Yeah, the world of Lego.
We should go there dressed up as Batman.
Okay, you got the effort? I'm ready. Dress me up. Who are you? I'm Batman. Wait, no, I'm Lego Batman.
I'm Spider-Man.
Does that mean I can only bend in like specific ways?
I think so, yeah. You can't turn your head for when a chihuahua attacks you, but that's
Ah,
about it.
ah. Oh dear. Huh. This is going weird places. Okay, that is, I am still reeling from that. There is way too much Batman talk at the moment. There was one other thing I was going to bring up, which was TV, which I just read. One of my favourite graphic novels, well, I read it in graphic novel form, it was comics originally, Days Missing, which is created by the Roddenberry Company, and it was I can't even... I think it was written by Phil Hester, but they had a different person. It was very episodic in the way it was constructed and the way it was written. So it was very chapter-based. Apparently they've greenlit that for a movie. They have actually bought the right to it and all that sort of stuff, and they're going to make a movie and then a TV series. Would work so much better in a TV series than it would in a movie. But if they're going to make TV series, which is where I'm going here, and please ignore the conversation in the background, the TV series at the moment is you get things like Smallville. They're doing a new one called Arrow, I think they're calling it The Arrow, which is based on Green Arrow, which is very mainstream. It's very goofy and all that sort of stuff. Do you prefer that, or do you prefer the darker Game of Thrones, real, gonna cut your head off type TV series?
I don't like the live action TV series of superheroes. I haven't found that they've
Like
done
Wonder
them well.
Woman.
Like, I haven't found a single one of them that I like.
Really?
Really, yeah, think of them. Which one have you liked out of all of them?
Not a single one.
I think the one I enjoyed the
The
most...
one they try the most is Superman. Every single time they try it, it's Superman that they try. They did try Spider-Man in the 60s or 70s or something like that.
They've tried Spider-Man so many times.
Yeah, it's always been bad.
I like the Japanese Spider-Man. That was cool. Yeah.
But I don't know, they've never... The hard part is they try and make superheroes accessible for all ages. And they always try it with the DC characters, which are always darker characters. So they try and make these dark, brooding characters into goofy, fun, happy characters. That'd work for a Marvel series, but Marvel's like, I'm not doing that. You see how crap those things are?
I was just thinking, the only TV series that I enjoyed that has superheroes, I think it was The Last American Hero or The Greatest American Hero.
Yeah, I remember that one.
really enjoyed that.
I used to love that.
Was
so
that
bad.
ever based on a comic?
No, it was based on the idea of superheroes and stuff like that, but it was never based on... I think they actually planned on doing a comic series based on it. So it sort of worked in reverse.
But yeah, no, I haven't watched Game of Thrones, so I can't say anything about it. But I'm getting tired of the medieval setting.
There is a lot of that, and which annoys the crap out of me because a lot of stories I'm writing are set in that, and I don't like it myself. But
Medieval times were never interesting.
no,
Ever.
they're
Ever,
not
ever,
interesting
ever,
at
ever,
all.
Ever. Like I said, I wrote that once on Facebook once. I just said medieval times are never interesting. The only way they make them interesting is by including shit that didn't exist, like
Yes.
dragons and magic.
Yeah.
It's the only way they can make it interesting. So why
Otherwise,
they
it
keep
was just
putting
plagues.
Yeah, it wasn't fun back then.
No.
So
Wow, they've got swords, so it must be interesting. No.
I'm trying to
No.
think.
Have you seen
was
Game
there
of Thrones?
What? No.
No.
I've seen like a part of the first one, but I haven't really.
That's all.
I wouldn't say I know much about it.
Well, okay, let's say HBO series. Have you seen any of the like serious stuff? I think they've done like, I don't know, Spartacus and Game of Thrones. They're usually based on novels more so than anything else. But they're all really adult based. You know, they swear and there's blood and all that sort of crap.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, could you... Actually, Batman would probably work that way. But, you know, if they were trying to do Superman again, would you rather see it done that way? Where it was, like, more mature and, like, more evil? Or more accessible to all audiences?
I don't see Superman translating well. You can't have a dark Superman in my mind.
So it has been done a couple of times really well, but it's only been in little bits, in little bursts. It works
Bizarre.
as an ongoing thing.
And you can't have a live-action TV series of Superman how he is now.
You could, but it would go down in budget so quickly.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. And I didn't like that about Smallville because it kind of started turning a little bit into Buffy every now and again.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, I watched every single episode,
I
but
can't
it was
imagine
bad.
a new Superman series based off the Zack Snyder movie.
Oh dear
It's like,
God!
what's the budget for each episode? 200 million. We can make 2 episodes.
Like this year and in 5 years.
Yeah,
That's it.
See? No filler episodes. Yeah, see? 5 years later.
I would be totally for that.
Except
They're
we're
called movies.
That probably would be a better idea, actually. To do a movie.
Yeah. I don't know. There's things like Days Missing. Days Missing. The story behind Days Missing is the curator or whatever he's called can expend 24 hours to fix something that humanity has screwed up. So it's a real thinking sort of story. So like they accidentally set off an atomic bomb and it wipes out half of America, which puts them into war, and that takes out the rest of the world, and it sort of cascades down to the point where everybody dies. So he folds back that 24 hours and explains to these people that you can't do this. It's a bad idea. This is what's going to happen. But they don't remember it because he's got to fold it back. So they have the basic idea in the back of their head that I shouldn't be doing this. So, you know, he decides to split the atom and finds out that that's a bad thing but keeps it secret. So history works the way it has. So basically it explores the absolute worst case scenario of the simplest little things. Like even the death of John Lennon and things like that. It will go to the extremes and then just kill him. And I don't know, something like that is a serious thing, but I would rather see that in the vein of something like Smallville than I would something like a dark, sort of brooding sort of thing.
Don't they have a show where a guy goes back in time and fixes stupid mistakes humanity does?
Do
They
they?
call it Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who.
Yes, but that's British. This is done by the Roddenberrys. I did not even know that the son's name was Rod Roddenberry. Why would you name your son Rod Roddenberry?
Because you hate your child.
Or even worse, his name's probably Rodney. Rodney Roddenberry. What? I don't know. I tend to think that the lighter mainstream sort of thing, being more accessible and sort of lighter, would be a better way of doing like comic-based things. Personally,
The comic. Really.
I suppose it does, yeah. But I'd prefer to see something like that than I would darker and depressing and like Angel. Let's go. You said something about Buffy. Buffy and Angel. The Angel series got really, really dark and depressing, and the Buffy series, she came back from the dead and somehow got happier. I don't know how that worked. I was happy she died.
See, that was the weird part, because when she died, that's when I started hating the show of Buffy.
Yeah.
And I never liked Angel.
Angel was too dark for me. I don't know. I mean, I understand the idea behind it, but it was dark to the point of being boring. I mean, it's about a guy that sits there and broods for half the episode. I'm bored.
Isn't that how some of the Batman movies went?
I'm Batman. Go away.
My parents are dead. I'm Batman.
They're destroying half the city.
No, it's my parents are dead. I'm Batman. I'm better now.
My parents are dead, but I'm Batman. Excellent.
That's good.
I want an ice cream.
Alfred, ice cream now. Like,
Alfred, ice cream me. Are you so,
I want
sir?
mint with chocolate chips. Here you go, sir. This is chocolate with mint chips. Get out.
You're fired.
I'm depressed.
Very well, sir. Thank God I can get out of here now. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, personally I'd go for the more mainstream. But that's just me. I prefer the lighter, fluffy, silly, goofy sort of style than the dark, depressing, boring, get on with it story.
The thing, don't like filler episodes, right? So essentially everything should just be released in movie form.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
everything will come out about 3 years apart from each other.
I
If you
kind of
cut
like
out
filler
all the
episodes,
boring
though.
parts out of movies.
It could be anything. TV series,
Yeah.
music.
If you cut
Cut
out
all
the
the
boring
bad
part of everything and just have the cool parts, I'm all for that.
I like filler episodes. The only reason I don't like filler episodes is they're not governed by the original creator. If the original creator was the person to help and say, okay, you're allowed to do that in the filler episodes would be awesome. There would be a continuation of what he created. Or she created, depending on what series it is.
it's more placement of filler episode. Sometimes you get... Bleach was terrible for that, though.
Yeah,
In
Bleach
that-
would stop it halfway through an
halfway
arc.
through an arc, do a filler arc, which would be 6 episodes long, go back to it, review over the 2 weeks worth of episodes in like 4 episodes, get 1 episode ahead, new arc.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Yeah, that's horribly done.
But Hero was pretty bad. about it.
Yeah. And some of them were bad. Some of them I actually quite enjoyed because they were based around characters I liked. So, you know.
But they didn't really flesh out the characters. If it fleshed out the characters, I probably wouldn't have a problem with it.
But if they fleshed out the characters, then it would just be in the manga.
I still like how they put in that new Ultimate Ninja Storm Generations, there's new stuff in that was actually in the manga, but they didn't animate. So that means there was stuff in the manga that they didn't put into the episodes, but they still put it in the game because it's filler that was in the manga, but they didn't animate it.
Yeah.
There was the whole Kakashi's past part, which was in the manga, which they didn't animate off the top of my head.
They did actually do a special with Kakashi's past where he got the eye and all that sort of stuff. I think it was like a movie special, which was awesome.
That was really cool arc. And I thought, but it was put weirdly in the manga, if I remember.
Yeah, it was shoved in. The special was shoved in a weird place. It was halfway through something, and all of a sudden, here's a special. We're not showing you any of the continuing episodes. Here's the special for the next 3 weeks. Really? Why?
I don't know. The guy's not writing that fast. Okay, we have to leave him alone.
Yeah, whoa. he's slow. Let him do it. But yeah, could you imagine the anime going past the manga?
You mean like Dragon Ball?
That would be weird. But
like
not
Rurouni
filler
Kenshin?
episodes, you know, like them asking what the guy was going to do and then doing it before he actually did it. That would be weird and create horrible anime.
Yeah.
Loosely based on what was going to happen.
I have a problem with anime that goes too long anyway. I have a problem with a lot of things.
What's the longest anime
What
you've
is
ever
that?
watched, other than One Piece? Me too.
Fairy Tale.
Naruto is pretty close.
Yep.
Naruto is
Well, that's like 500 episodes at the moment.
500. I've watched like 450 of them. Oh, Fairy Tale, I've watched 116 episodes. Take a Man was 70 something.
Yeah.
I think I watched 72 episodes of Take a Man. I've watched. I can't believe I remember most of this. I think I've watched like 100 of Pokemon.
Really?
Dragon Ball
So you
Z.
only watched the first series?
Yeah, I didn't watch much.
There's like
Pokemon.
86 episodes in the first season.
Dragon Ball Z, I watched up to the end of the Cell Saga, so I don't know how many episodes that was.
Well, there was 100 left in the other one, so it would have been 120 because there was 220 in Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, yep. And then what was the other one I'm thinking of? Digimon. I think
Digimon.
I watched.
Did you ever watch any of the original Dragon Ball or GT or anything like that?
I never finished them. I never watched GT, and I watched like the first 2 seasons of Dragon Ball.
Okay.
But yeah, One Piece would probably be up there as one. I've watched like
See,
550 episodes.
I've never watched all of One Piece, and we've gone totally away from what I was talking about, but this is interesting.
Yes.
I've never watched One Piece. It's the highest selling thing in Japan.
It gets a lot better.
What, episode 400?
Nah, episode 110.
I started reading them in Shonen Jump.
So I get that everyone thinks it's good. Okay, fine. But I mean, like, the idea of telling someone, you've got to watch this series is really good. How many episodes has it got? 550?
I've got to watch what?
I'm not going to watch it. Sorry, but that's too much.
Actually, it gets a lot better after you get past episode 30, I think.
That is over 1,000 hours
Yeah.
of stuff to watch. That is insane.
I've watched a lot.
If you start from the beginning, or like come in. I mean, I didn't start watching Naruto until the end of Naruto, the beginning of Shippuden. So I had to go back over 200 and odd episodes, and that sort of sucked. But okay, but going back over 500 episodes of One Piece, I can't be bothered.
It's not so bad when you think about it. If you watch 2 a week.
The thing is, I've gone back and I've started reading One Piece and Shonen Jump, and I'm actually quite enjoying it.
It's
good.
It's actually pretty good, isn't it?
I am enjoying it, but to watch the anime, I'll go back and read the manga. I can't be bothered watching the anime at this stage. I've thought about it a few times, but really? 1,000 hours of watching anime?
Is it 1,000 or is it more like...
Well, what is it, 500 and... what episodes?
Yeah, it's... I think they're up to 500. Is it 550 or 600? I can't remember. It must be 550.
Okay,
I haven't watched
it's
it in a
around
while.
50.
Let's round it up.
Half
600.
that each,
round
so
that up.
it must be
1,000.
about 275
Yeah, round it up.
hours.
So if you look at them at being like half-hour episodes, which they're not, they're 20-minute episodes, but if you remove that, then you've got your 500, obviously. Yeah, I suppose
I know.
you could level it out around about 300 hours.
If you want to watch it in Japanese, you can't do anything else while you're watching it. So
Yeah. I'm not watching it subtitled.
Not really watching it if you're doing something else at the same time, though.
you get the
I don't
basic
know.
idea, though, especially for all the filler episodes.
Yesterday I read a comic in 2 minutes. I can tell you everything that happened in the story.
Go on.
Spoiler! Spoiler! Harley Quinn dies! Oh no. It's okay, this is a week after it actually was released, so sorry for anybody that's reading Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Harry Potter died too!
Don't watch the end of Mass Effect 3.
If you want to know who else dies, just ask.
Who?
Luke Skywalker dies!
Oh, really? How did he die?
I don't know, maybe a moon?
Darth Vader is his father.
What?
It's in 3D.
I saw it.
I want to see him reach out of the screen. Right.
You are my son.
That's what the
I
he's
wanna
doing.
rock.
He's stopping the moon falling on the Earth.
That's like the Superman can go. Was it Superman goes go forward in time to see what happens, then go back in time to stop it and all that jazz. But doesn't that mean that everything bad that's ever happened, he's allowed to happen?
Yeah. I've created
prick.
everything bad.
Superman is
Why'd you do that? Why? Because humans need to learn. No, you're an asshole.
He's faked his own death just to teach Lewis Land a lesson a couple of times.
It's like Superman, you're saying you can fly around the Earth like 8 times a second, but you can't fly to a missile, stop it, and then fly to somewhere else and save a girl.
Yeah. Well, I could or nah.
Nah, it's too hard.
Why would you? You're Superman, who cares?
Nah, I can't be
I'm
bothered.
surprised he hasn't enslaved the Earth.
I'm
Brush your
Superman.
hair, you like a god!
That was Zod's idea. Anyway, we've
Zod
gone.
had the right idea.
We have gone for over an hour. And I keep on trying to do these for like half an hour to 45 minutes. It's not going to be that way. So from now on, this show is an hour long.
Okay.
Like it has been for the past 4 weeks. So we're just going to go for hour-long blocks. And I realise at this stage everybody's probably gotten really bored. And I'm sorry.
It's cool,
I
we said
really
how
am.
long this week, next week it'll be an hour and a half.
Probably.
Just let me have a discussion about Dark Knight Avengers. And I'll talk for like 2 hours. That'd be cool.
Woo! So next week's just Matt.
Nice.
No. We wouldn't do that to everybody. He'll just have a really, really long rant on the website next week. So okay, I'm gonna call it quits for the show for this week. We'll have some more topics next week. As always, I keep on telling everybody, if you want us to raise a subject on the show, if you want to do anything like that, head over to our website and go onto the forums at cosmiccomics.com.au, leave a message in the comic box section, leave a message on our Facebook page, which is Cosmic Comics Australia, or leave a message on YouTube if you're listening to it on YouTube. Just leave a message thingy down the bottom. I don't know if anybody else knows what Blip TV is, but you can leave a message there as well. I found that out the other day.
Okay.
Woo! Yay for Blip! Woo, Blip! So yeah, leave us some feedback. You know, tell us that you wish we'd all die of cancer or something, or come up with a question for the show. If you want to show up on the show, we were supposed to have 2 guests today, but they never showed up. So,
Remember, for each guest that doesn't show up, I get another box of hockey.
From them.
We just made this up right now.
Yeah.
What? What? Wait, what? And of course, as always, quick reminder, Free Comic Book Day is coming up on Saturday the 5th of May, and we're doing our whole day-long shindig thingy with
What should
sausage
we do?
sizzle and
After that,
competitions.
when the Avengers come out, we should have a review for it.
A
Like, we'll
review,
get together
just
and
have
talk
a
about it.
review.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Actually, I'll do that in video form. We will
Okay.
do a video version of this show for a review of the Avengers
We're going to
movie.
be animated.
No video.
Ah.
I'm too lazy to animate.
Ah.
Actually, you'll probably notice this week that we've got little pictures. If you actually watch this, most people probably just listen to it in the background of whatever they're doing. You'll actually probably notice down the bottom that it's got like pictures of us, and whenever I say a website address, it'll come up with it. Yeah, I'm putting stuff on the video now. Not video, but I'm putting stuff on there.
Yeah.
Stagnant, still images, but yeah, they're there. Look at them, please. So yeah, if you want to raise any subjects or anything like that, that's a great idea. We will actually do a video review of the Avengers movie, all 4 or 5 of us.
Unless someone gets a phone call and walks away for a few hours.
Yeah, anything like that. So yeah, I think we'll call it the end of the show there. Yeah. Okay, so thanks for listening. We hope you all enjoyed yourself more than we did, and join us again next week for the Comic Box. I'm Psycho Scott.
Movie Matt.
Professor Ray.
Anime Ann.
And we are the kind of people that you don't want your children to become.
Excelsior!
Face!